We picked up some Neo yesterday when we were talking about it on stream. And I'm gonna put in my expirations and stuff here. Make sure we get everything situated. Hey, what's going on, JMA? Why Twitch not working? It should be working. .9% of the time, guys, when you guys have issues with like YouTube or Twitch, it's most of the time just the connection. All you gotta do is refresh or like close it and come back, and it will fix most of the problems. I know that sounds stupid as shit, but it works. Typically about like 1% of the time it's actually an issue on my end. My internet has been acting up. I need to like restart my router. I don't know what's been going on, but it's been getting choppy. Hey, Paradigm, Skit, Laguna, Austin, good to see all you guys. JMA, if you want to hop on comms, just let me know. I'm gonna put these, did you try turning it off and on again? Exactly. Twitch website is trash. Watch it on desktop app. Dude, I didn't even know they had a desktop app. Fed rate unchanged. Yeah, that's what I thought. You brought up a good point. JMA told me that, you were saying they need to leave those cuts for like the recession and shit. That was a really good point. Yeah, Jamie, no worries. Just let me know. I'll hop in whenever. Let me throw in these dates real fast. We've got a $4 call on August 16th, which would be here. Why does it have a circle there? It's so irritating. Does that stay there? Whatever. It's so ugly. We have an August 16th. Oh, I guess I only need one of these then. So I can use these horizontals. August 16th. We have a $5 call and a $4 call. Let me go ahead and fix this. And then we also have a $7 call. Probably make these like one tick thicker. There we go. Oh, these are on Neo, yeah. And then let's see. The $7 call is like not a fucking chance it's gonna happen, but it was so cheap that I just figured, hey, I'll buy a couple, you know. And then we have a $7.19 $3 call. This would be on the 19th here at $3. Alright, these circles are fucking irritating. I'm fixing this. I don't know why it does those stupid ass circles in the middle. Sorry, I'm trying to do this the cleanest way possible. Okay, this looks confusing, but this is the expiration date on my first contract, which is this one here, the $3. And then this is the expiration for these three. So I'll make these color coordinated. So these will be blue. Or probably like orange is better. Yeah, I'll make these orange. And then this is for all my pink ones here. Yeah, Austin, we got into some options with JMA yesterday on stream. It was a fantastic call on Neo. It's pulling back a little bit currently, but it looks pretty good. Currently making higher lows, looking really good. Oh, and I also bought some spot here. I bought some spot at 262. So I have some spot at 262, and I also have a bunch of options. Got a bunch of options. So this one expires on July 19th. This one's looking really good. So as long as we get above $3 before July 19th, we're looking really good on that option. This one, $4 on August, looks pretty good. These two are going to be like the long bets. The 5 and the 7 are going to be very hard to get. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I think this one's definitely doable. What's funny as shit is these line up perfectly with my pivots. I've got two little blue pivots here. I've got a pivot there and a pivot there. So they line up perfectly. So as long as we can regain this pivot before July 19th, we're looking good. And I'm going to hold on to my spot here until we break into a new low. So my spot stop loss will be a new low here. Alright, let me catch up with chat. The desktop app has prioritized traffic? I did not know that. Nice. The website actually works much better for me. Cheddarflow had November 17th calls purchased in bulk yesterday. Nice. I'd check out Bioac. Bioac? Oh, this thing's dirt cheap. I don't typically trade things under $1. I don't typically trade under $1, but it doesn't look too bad. You're coming into a pivot here. You have a green bar structure coming in. Higher lows. The daily's maintaining trend. Yeah, I typically don't trade stuff like this. You're looking at the Ichi? What are you looking at the Ichi on? Yeah, you got a big cloud coming in. You are bullish on the weekly on the, or you're semi-bullish. You're Tenkin crossed here. You are above baseline in Tenkin, but you're below the cloud. You did have an edge to edge there on the 3-day. Not bad. Green Kumo twist. Yeah, you look decent. You could definitely trade that. Not something that I would trade, but you could definitely trade that. But alright, let's get to what the people came here for, the crypto. Let's see what's going on in the crypto world. The world of bullshit candles and scam wicks and chop. We're looking at a higher low here on a trend break, so it is slightly bullish. We did fail this level here, this doji that I was watching. This is a 4-hour doji, I believe. Let me see. I don't remember where I got that level. I think it's the 4-hour doji. I think I'm just taking the 4-hour high here. I can't remember. Oh no, it's the 15-minute. Here we go. It's this doji right here on the 15-minute. We had that high touched on that 15-minute there. You double tapped it and then failed downward. Now we have a little bit of a an ETH bottom here, coming a little rounded bottom. But nothing too crazy. Don't have a lot of volume coming in. Buyers are definitely not coming in too heavily. You do have a good buy volume on this 3-hour here, which was like this little spike right here. You are failing the 72. As long as we don't close above this doji level here, I'm looking pretty good, but it's looking a little rough. It looks like it wants to shake us out. It does suck giving up all this profit. We were up like 4% on our account down at the bottom here. But I was looking for a bigger play. We're currently up about 1.5% of our account, and I've already made about 1% in funding. I've made a little over 1% just in funding, which we're going to get again in an hour. So as long as we're not shaking out an hour, we're going to get funding again. So I've been sitting here collecting funding for like 3 days. So we look good to sit on Bitcoin, keep collecting funding. Let's take a look at Ethereum. This is what sucks about Ethereum. Look at how close we were to my target. We were less than 1% away from my target. And now we're recovering. What really sucks here is this is a pretty damn bullish pattern. If you guys watched my accumulation distribution video, actually, this might not be in the video. This might be the part 2 that I'm doing. But this is pretty bullish. So when you have a distribution and you break the distribution to the downside, but then you instantly recover and you regain the low, this is very bullish. So we are very likely to be shaken out of our position here. I'm going to maintain my stop loss to see how it plays. Because I do like this 50%. I do like this pivot. We're going to maintain our stop loss here. I've actually lowered my stop loss. My stop loss is 27205. My stop loss is very tight. Less than 1%. So basically, if I get stopped out here, I'm actually going to make money on this trade because I've made so much in funding. But I don't know if I want to hold this, to be honest. I really don't know. Ethereum looks way more bullish than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still inside of its distribution range. Ethereum failed its distribution and now is regaining its distribution. This is very bullish. So, realistically, I should close here. You can tell my internet's laggy. You can see what TradingView is lagging. I really need to reset my router, so I don't know what the fuck's going on. Bitcoin dominance is looking really good, too. Bitcoin dominance is just basically straight up. You normally only have one target, so it depends on the position, Numkey. It depends on the position. Typically, I'll like take profit and let a piece run. So the main strategy that I use for taking profit is I'll take like 50 to 60% profit and I'll let the remaining piece run until like a trail is hit or until it gets like completely against me. Like until, if I'm in a bearish position, if it starts to get very bullish, I'll close the whole thing. What's going on, Street? But yeah, for the most part, unless I'm reversing, like what I'm doing on Bitcoin here, what I'm doing on Bitcoin... Oh no, I'm not reversing. I thought I was. So if I'm reversing, then I close the entire position in one go. What do you think about Matic? Let's take a look. I haven't been trading altcoins lately. Really not focused on altcoins. Actually, doesn't look bad. Looks really good. Really clean accumulation here. Really clean accumulation. So same thing here that I was talking about on Ethereum. So you have the accumulation low, you have the accumulation high. This creates a deviation. Once the low is regained, you can take a long here, and it pops up. You lose the low, it becomes a deviation. Once it's regained, you can take a long. So both of these were really good longs, and I'll show you here. I've got this in my playbook. Let me turn off my candles here. Where's my playbook? Here we go. So this is a deviation play. This is a failure play. So you'll see the difference. Accumulation low, accumulation high. You deviate from the low. Once it's regained, you can take a long, and then it breaks up. Same thing here. Low, high. You fail the low. Once it's regained, you can take a long. Pops up. Now this is what it's going to look like if it's a failure. You have a low, a high. You break through, and then you fail the low. This is what's called a continuation phase. Or I call it a continuation phase. So this is my accumulation phase. This is a continuation phase. Let me turn my candles back on. But yeah, we look pretty good as long as we can stay above the accumulation high here. So 257 is your support moving forward. It needs to maintain above 257. Looks really good on the daily too. Really clean doji test here. So if you guys follow any of my methods, Matic is basically perfect. You have a doji level there. Acts as beautiful support. If you zoom in on the hourly, you have beautiful accumulation. Looks really good. Those charts are going to be in my Discord, Bitmass. I can show them on stream. You can take a screenshot if you want. But for right now, they're going to stay in my Discord. I'm trying to create an entire playbook, and it's gonna flow from start to finish, obviously. That's what I'm doing. We have a hammer here on the hourly too. Decreasing volume though, so this is indicative of a bear flag. But we do have green candles on the hourly, and we also have a hammer coming in. It's also bouncing off the 72 moving average on the 2 hour, which is the 6-day moving average. Your 9-day moving average is at 261.70. Your 12 days at 256. The 36-day moving average is at 255. Yeah, Discord's coming real soon, man. We're putting the final touches on everything. We're preparing for launch very, very soon. You guys will be getting an announcement probably very shortly. I don't want to promise anything just yet because we could run into some hiccups right at the end. But it's getting closer and closer for sure. What else were you guys wanting to look at? You said Matic, ETH BTC. Let's take a look. ETH BTC. ETH BTC looks like accumulation as well. You have your low on the pivot. You have your high up here. You deviated from the low, regained the low. Looks pretty good. If we can break through the 72 moving average, which is your 3-day, and break through the 50% of the accumulation, we're looking good. You also have a pivot here, so you have a lot of resistance clustered right here. You have a lot of resistance here. Once you get to like 296, if you start to see strength, you'll look pretty good. You have a pivot here, so you got to be careful. You do have a pivot back here. I'm still working on this indicator. You guys, whoever signs up to the Discord will be getting a light version of this indicator for free. I don't know what the light version is going to entail just yet. But yeah, I'm going to have multiple versions of this indicator. So currently we have candle colors, which are like trend direction, trend strength. We have pivots, and we have some other things that I'm working on that have not been implemented yet. So we're still red on the 4-hour. Still red on the 4-hour. If the 4-hour turns green, you'd look to see some bullish strength. But right now we're pretty bearish. You see there's no buy volume. There's basically no buy volume, no buy pressure. Yeah, you're still red. So basically this entire way on the daily was gray, which tells you it's chop. It tells you that it's basically, it's not 100% momentum, you know what I mean? So even though this looks very strong on the daily, it basically told you that this was chop. So you had chop here, you had a pivot here and a pivot here, which acted as a lot of resistance. And then you found resistance and you started to fail. The 12-hour gave you some green strength, but you also had some chop on the pivot. But if we can break out of this accumulation here back to like 297, 297 should give you that green bar on the candles. Once you get that green bar, you'd look to push higher. You do have some doji systems back here around 3,000. You have a pivot here as well, which will give you that resistance. You have a pivot here, which acted as an SR zone. You had support turn resistance. Now we're failing downward. So if you break out of the accumulation, that would be your target, that pivot. Basically that 2%. You also could target the doji up here. You do have a doji right there, which would give you about a 3% trade. What's going on, man? You guys want to see ZEC? Let's take a look. ZEC looks pretty good. You SR flipped a pivot here. You broke through a pivot here. You broke through another one. Oh, actually, this is a swing failure. So you have a swing failure on this pivot. So you got to be careful. This looks pretty bearish on the short term. The hourly is trying to SR flip the pivot, which is good. So if you lose that pivot there at 120, you're going to look a little bearish. Oh, you're trying to SR flip this pivot too. So this looks pretty good. You have green candles on the daily. As long as you can maintain like this upper area, 115 to 120, you have a micro pullback coming in on this candle here. This is another thing in my playbook. You guys will see in Discord. Micro pullbacks are when you have strong green candles and you have a small little red doji at the top of the candle. Once that pullback, micro pullback is broken to the upside, you typically see a very strong buy pressure come in. So yeah, as long as ZEC can maintain about 115 to 120, you look pretty good. You are failing a pivot. You have a lot of resistance around 125, 130, so you got to watch out for that. You are creating like a kind of like a head and shoulders here, a swing failure pattern. So when you have these doji or the pivots and you break above them just barely and then you fail, it creates like a swing failure. So short term, a little bit of resistance. Long term, you look pretty good. XRP USD, let's take a look. XRP USD bouncing off a pivot currently. You have a nice little doji pivot here. You do have a lot of support from like 42 cents to 43 cents. You SR flipped a pivot here, which looks really good. You broke through this pivot, looks bullish. You do have a doji pivot resistance above 45. Once you get to 45, you have strong resistance here. Oh, look at this daily. Perfect pivot failure. So you have a pivot being created on this bar here. You have a pivot doji system here. So basically, ton of resistance right here. A ton of resistance. You do see this pivot act as support. So you have a support being created here. So I'm going to extend this pivot. You have a support down here around like 37. And then you have a ton of resistance up here at like 47 to 48. Do you take trades currently? Yes, I do. Yeah. I'm live testing the indicator currently. Very nice pivot SR flip here on the 2 hour. Longs are getting liquidated here on Bitcoin. Longs are getting liquidated. Let's take a look. You're about to come into a pivot, so we'll see what it does. This pivot has already been kind of exhausted. You had it broken both ways. The short time frame pivots are going to be a lot choppier. You got to think of the short time frame pivots as more of like a zone, not a actual like level, because they're going to be choppier. They are pretty fucking good at calling tops and calling bottoms, but they act more of zones than they do as like levels, because they're so there's not a lot of data. It's short time frame. Holy hell, Bitcoin dominance is definitely going to 200 MA on the weekly. Alts go down compared to Bitcoin. Yeah, alts have been struggling because of the whole Binance news. Beaksy? Yeah, I saw Beaksy's. It launched basically at the perfect time ever, dude. It's almost like they knew that shit was coming. What I like about this new indicator is it cleans my chart up so much. It helps me determine trend. It helps me determine pivots. And I don't need a shit ton of indicators on my chart to do all that. One major problem with this indicator, which is not of my control, I can't put the Momo on the same chart as this indicator, because there's a massive bug in TradingView that they have not fucking fixed for so goddamn long. This bug has been around for months, probably even longer than months. If you have multiple indicators on your chart that color candlesticks, it breaks your candles. So watch, I'll show you. If I try to add my Momo to the chart, watch what it does. It breaks my candles. So now we have like a bunch of candles turning white for like no reason. And even if I go into the Momo and turn off the candle colors, it doesn't fix it. So, it's really fucking irritating. It's really irritating. So if you're using the new indicator and you want to also use my Momo, you have to use them on multiple charts. It's really stupid. There's nothing we can do about it because it's a TradingView issue. It's a bug that's been around for so long, and they just choose not to fix it, I guess. So watch, I'll delete my Momo. My candles go back to normal. So frustrating. So frustrating. So what I do is I have the Momo on my other charts here. I've got the Momo on my 1 hour, I've got the Momo on my 4 hour. And I also have my OBVs. Basically, this is what I'm looking for on Bitcoin, guys. I'm looking for a failure down to this doji system here. This is a daily pivot. Or sorry, yeah, daily. This is a daily pivot here. So we're watching for this pivot. Use them as a package and delete the Momo. You can't do that because you can't have... Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. You're saying basically make the code into the Momo and have the candle colors come from the Momo. I see what you're saying. Okay. That's going to be a problem because I'm planning on giving this indicator out for free. The Momo's not going to be free. I could release another version of the Momo that gets rid of the candle colors, but I think that would piss a lot of people off because I think a lot of people like the candle colors on the Momo. Yeah, so probably on launch, I'm going to give you guys the candle colors for free. I don't know about the pivots, because the pivots are very experimental. And I don't want people taking, like, a bunch of bad trades because they don't know how to use the pivots. And the pivots are basically brand new to me, because these are not based on my pivot system. These are different kinds of pivot bars. It's not based on my pivot system. So it's hard for me to explain how to use them because I don't fully know just yet. I'm still testing it out. Very experimental. What did you say around 8,800? That's my target. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm shorting Bitcoin basically down to this pivot. This is my short target. Now we could get lower. We could get 85. But this is like my short target currently. I'm closing... Let me see. This is on my comp account. I have this short open on my main account, but I have a much different trade. My main account is like a longer term trade. So my comp account, I'm closing 400 at 88. And I have my... I've got 700 open. So we're closing a little over half. And then I'm going to let the other piece... see what happens. If we start to just blow through this level, then I'll close the other piece lower. Originally, I was going to look to reverse at this level, but I don't know, man. Looking at this on the daily, looks like we could really get lower. It looks like we could really get 85, you know what I mean? So reversing here is very risky. Going long here is very risky. On my main account, I'm taking half profit at 88, and I'm taking half profit at 83. My stop loss is a new high on my main account. So I have a much wider risk profile on my main account. My stop loss is above the new highs. It's like I can't remember exactly. I think it's like 95.30. It's somewhere above the new high. I was looking at the 1 hour and got too amped. Yeah, the 1 hour looks like we're definitely pulling back. If we can get back below this trend here, we look pretty good. So whoever it was that pointed out this trend line, it was spot on. I can't remember who it was in chat. You guys pointed this out yesterday. You took this wick to this wick, and it actually acted as the perfect level. Yeah, Tacky, it was you. Good call, Tacky. Good call, Tacky. It was definitely a really good trend. So far, we've been really good on our VODs. We have not been muted. I've been playing this playlist, this 24/7 playlist on YouTube, and so far we haven't been muted. If my VODs start to get muted, just let me know, and I'll try to fix it. About to buy some puts on GE. Short the shit out of this. Let's take a look. Yeah, you're basically shorting the top of a distribution. Looks good. You had this pivot act as your resistance, and then you gapped up, support, pushed high. This is your high pivot here. At first, I thought these pivots weren't very good on equities, but the more that I look at equities, they're actually working out. Aren't there about to be dividends? There's about to be dividends, I think. I think there's about to be dividends, if they do declare dividends. Because what was this? This was 3 months ago? It's only a penny, though. They're literally releasing pennies. Yeah, look at that pivot on the bottom, dude. Once you curled, you could have taken that pivot. Once you started to curl. Yeah, Tacky, 100%. Yeah, look at the volume here. Very bad buy volume here. You're coming into your 72-week moving average, too. Yeah, you're running into resistance, too. Look at this doji. Look at this doji. The Momo's calling a top, you're losing momentum on the hourly. Yeah, you have a massive bear div on the 4 hour. Massive bear div on the 4 hour. Yeah, I like this play, dude. How much are the options? Are they ridiculous? I probably don't have enough in my Robinhood to play it. My Robinhood's like my smallest trading account. Let's take a look. I'm gonna grow that for you? Yeah, man. We're already growing it. I posted that chart on fucking Twitter. It went, because I'm playing like long-term plays, and then I took this short-term option, and it fucking spiked my Robinhood account. Hilarious. Look at this, guys. Why does it always do that? God damn. This is before and after talking to JMA. Long-term plays, not really going anywhere. I play an options play and my fucking Robinhood spikes. The link is invalid. What link's invalid? This link's invalid? That link's not invalid. Neither one of these links are invalid. If this is you, feel shamed, man. All right, hold on. Let me take a look at these options. Tell me my links are invalid. It's fucked up, man. What options are you looking at, JMA? What strike are you looking at? Let me guess. Oh, I was gonna say July 26th. I was off. July 19th. What are you're buying puts? Is that what you're doing? You're buying the $10 put. Oh, you're buying like right at the money. That's not bad. It's $24. That's not bad at all. $10 put. That's actually pretty good. July 19th. Yeah, I like that. I like that. You could do the 950 July 26th. That sounds pretty good too. A lot cheaper. But it's a little out of the money. 950. It'd be like there. Oh, that's not. Oh, that's a weekend. That's a weekend. Never mind. It sounds like you have a lot more trading days there, but you don't. July 19th to July 26th is only 5 trading days. Because you have a weekend right there. Look at the volume on the one I listed compared to July 26th, 33K open interest. It's kind of hard to do this on fucking Robinhood. I gotta literally go around and click them one by one. You got open interest of 33,000 on the July 19th. July 26th, you have nothing. 1,000. Yeah, you're right, dude. 100%. Yeah, I like that play. 6% down to break even. I love this candle on the daily. It's an ugly candle. You did just break the 200 EMA. Yeah, 988's your Donchian midline. It's basically a distribution play. It's basically a perfect distribution play. You got your high here, you've got your low there. You'd be playing a failure to the 50%. You could stop out above 11 or like, yeah, above 11 maybe. Or even, you could stop out even sooner. Probably like 1070. 1085. Yeah, I like that. I think I'm gonna ride that with you. I like that. Little distribution play. By the way, guys, JMA is going to be joining us in the Discord, providing options plays That's going to be fantastic for you guys who are not too into crypto. He's going to be helping us out in the Discord with equities. You did just break that downtrend, it looks like. Let's see if we can look for some trends. Is that... I see what trend they're looking at. Yeah, but they haven't broken that trend. You haven't broken that one. Let's see this one. If you take the wick there, I guess. These trends aren't too pretty. Is this log? If we turn off log here... I wonder what do you guys think? Do most people use log, or do you think most people use, what the fuck is it called if you don't use log? You guys think most people use log or the other option? Log on BTC only, in my opinion. Yeah, this trend is almost perfect if you don't use logarithmic. Oh, look at this, dude. If you don't use log, and you line up this high to this high, that makes this fucking short look even better, dude. Look at that. This high to this high, the current price. Yeah, man, send it to me in Discord, man. Or hey, better yet, post it in the Discord. Post it in the private one. I'll take a look at it. I'm sure people on that Discord will like it. Yeah, Jamie, I think this is the best meme, dude. I think I found the meme. I don't typically trade with trend lines. I think trend lines are mostly fucking memes. But I think this is the strongest meme of them all, dude. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play it. I think I'm gonna play it with you. Are you already in, or are you trying to get filled at a lower price? I just bought the ask. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the same. You bought July 19th, $10 put? Alright, I bought some. I'm in with you. I'm in with you. Yeah, guys, so we're going to be doing this crazy thing. Basically, every call that JMA makes, if we lose money, he's just going to give us a refund. So there's literally no risk. I'm completely joking. Please don't DM him for refunds. But alright, guys, I gotta get out of here. My girlfriend's gonna fucking kill me. She keeps texting me that she's hungry. We're supposed to go out to eat here. I'm gonna do one final look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then I gotta call it a short stream, or my life's gonna be short. We are turning red here on the 4 hour with Bitcoin. looking pretty good if we stay below this pivot around 92, or sorry, the doji around 92. You do look slightly bullish, but the buy volume is really not there. You don't have a whole lot of buy volume. You do have a 72 moving average right here, which is your 3-day moving average on the hourly. So as long as we don't break through this little resistance here, we're looking pretty good. I do have a stop loss in place at 93.16 on Bitcoin. Would really fucking suck to get stopped out after being up like 2-3% on the account. But I have collected a lot of funding. That covers a lot of the losses. I'm getting ready to get paid funding again in 46 minutes. So if you do see some buy pressure, you are going to see it after that funding. So in about an hour, if we are bullish, you're going to see it after the funding there. So look out for that. On Ethereum, same thing. Ethereum's looking pretty ugly for me. It's looking pretty bullish. You don't have a lot of buy pressure because of the funding. The funding is mostly towards the bears. It has been for like 2 days. So you don't see a ton of buy pressure. But this is a very bullish pattern. You have a distribution. You deviated from the distribution, and now you have regained your low. So since we have regained the low, you could take a low risk long here with a stop loss at like 264. But your risk is that you don't see a lot of buy pressure, and you're going to be going against funding. So we have a tight stop loss on this as well at 272.05. Same thing with this. It would suck to get stopped out on this after being literally 0.5% away from my profit target. This would really suck. Typically on these trades, I bring my stop loss to break even. But look here, if I brought this to break even, I would have got stopped out. So one of the main reasons we're losing trades the past week is I'm tightening my stop losses too much. So typically my trading strategy is if we get really close to my target and then we come back, I stop out break even. Because I don't want a winning trade turn into a losing trade. But because Bitcoin's just crypto is so choppy lately, I didn't tighten my stop loss. So if you want to keep the wider stop, you want to keep it above the pivot around 273. I'm going to tighten mine up a little bit to like 272. And we'll see how that goes. I'm going to be away from the PC for basically the whole day, so I really hope that we don't see a lot of volatility. But I'm going to keep my targets the same. I'm going to keep my stop losses the same. I'm going to let the trade play out. And I'll get back to the PC around like 12 p.m., 1 a.m. Or sorry, 12 a.m., 1 a.m. And I'll see what's going on. But yeah, so we're currently in those 2 trades. I'll show them to you. This is my comp account here. Here's my comp account. That's the entry on Bitcoin, 92.14. Stop loss 93.16. On Ethereum, we have a entry at 2.695, stop loss at 2.72. We are currently up about almost 2%, about a 1.5%. We have taken a lot of funding. We have taken some funding as well. Looking pretty good on the entries. Yeah, Ethereum's a little low. Bitcoin's pretty good. But alright guys, I'm going to call it on that. I will see you guys tomorrow. We will be streaming, don't know what time. We will be streaming, channel. We will be streaming at 4 p.m. So check me out at 4 p.m. Eastern. Will be another short stream. And I'll update you guys on all of our current positions. But alright guys, you guys have a good day. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out guys.